Me not killed.
Well, he didn't get killed. Welcome to the Welcome to the Roundtable Podcast, guys. Guys, we just like to thank you for participating. Right. I know that it takes a little time for everyone to get on, so maybe we won't just go straight into the lesson.
Yeah,
I said the lesson. I've been teaching. I've been corresponding. I've been doing so much different stuff.
Right.
Lessons. I'm talking about lessons now. Okay, so guys,
how everybody been doing? That's what we want to say. How everybody's week been?
Hopefully everybody's week.
All right. Yeah. This was the first weekend I could actually not be glued to my computer screen with work. I could actually sit and watch a movie with my son, trying to get him together. Tomorrow he go back, and we don't even have the information. I'm not gonna say the school right now because I'm not gonna put anybody on blast, but tomorrow morning I'm gonna have to troubleshoot and problem solve to make sure he has the information he needs to start class. But we got to get the snack bags together. So we just in that mode right now.
So is he gonna do virtual or is he going on campus?
Yeah, he's doing virtual.
Yeah, our son.
100%. Like all these news reports already, and they're college kids, so they drinking, they partying, they, what I'm saying. But I do believe like the younger kids, they have their own set of issues in terms of following directions. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like not having it. Nope, virtual.
That's right.
Yeah, is a big there's a lot of stuff going on.
Definitely.
Mostly a lot of it seemed like that they're not ready in terms of finance to properly situate the children. I don't know. I don't know what they're using in terms of do they have gloves? Obviously, do they have enough gloves?
Are they going to be able to mask? Are they cleaning the building right?
No, I believe that the janitors, if anything, janitors making money right now.
Cleaning
companies are getting paid.
They are right now. This is the right time for business to get into that cleaning business.
If you ever wanted to start a business now, janitorial will be something to do if you want to make some real money real quick. But guys, listen, we're going to get off into this. Make sure that you like and subscribe to what's going on, to what the Roundtable Podcast, guys. We would love it if you like, subscribe. When I mean subscribe, I mean to say go to YouTube and subscribe. But on Facebook, we would love for you to share and like this page here of this episode. And guys, we're all over the place with this episode, but I think that's healthy. There's nothing wrong with being all over the place.
Right.
It covers so many topics. And guys, but we definitely want you to like and subscribe. We want you to share. We want you to go to our and guys, listen, if you know someone who don't have a Facebook page and they would like to go to our website, they can actually go to our website and watch this live on our website. So there's many ways that you can use. There's many of resources that you can use in terms of getting in contact with us to watch the show, whether it be YouTube, Facebook, our website, Instagram. Guys, we got you covered. All you need to do is just go. All of the links are up on the site, which they were. And check us out. But guys, listen, let's get into these topics. I guess we want to jump in. What's the first?
So we was going to talk about Democratic Party for Black people. Where's the Black people's bailout? So we're going to be kind of talk about Ice Cube. He was talking about how where's the bailout for Black people, even with this new, even with the Republican or whatever party or whatever. He just feel like so. I'm going to kind of like play the video for a moment just to kind of so everybody can see it. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Over the last 4 days, the Democratic National Party held a convention. A lot of people,
turn it up as much as you can.
Talking,
Okay.
Everybody really, eating it up, throwing their hands in the air like they just don't care down there. So it's what I didn't hear is what's in it for us? What's in it for the Black community besides the same old thing we've been getting from these parties? What's in it for us for real? I didn't hear anybody mention a contract with Black America. And I don't know why, because it's one of the most comprehensive reform documents that's come about in a long time that can really address the problem. The way it look, they don't have a plan. Everybody's, talking about get Trump out, get Trump out, get Trump out. If you vote, that's going to happen on the first day. So now what? Trump out, now what? What do we get in the first 100 days? That's what we're trying to figure out. What do we actually get that they could give us overnight like that? They just put $3 trillion out their ass and gave it to their friends. That's American taxpayer money. That's your money that they just gave away. And then there's 42% of Black businesses closing. None of that money. Where's our fucking bailout? Where's the bailout? Not the PPP loan that they didn't give us. Where's the bailout? I don't want to hear about deficit. I don't want to hear about what our generations gonna have to pay. Because if we don't have shit, they ain't gonna have shit anyway to pay nothing. So we gotta start something right now. Democrats don't seem like they got a plan. Republicans don't seem like they got a plan for us. So how the hell are you gonna vote for them? Make them earn that vote. They can start today. They ain't got it yet. They can start today. Make their ass earn.
Let's cut it there.
Right.
Stop playing with these people. Stop playing with you.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So what do we think about that? I guess just to get it moving and making some type of sense out of what we're saying. Yeah, I guess what's going on is who am I getting messages
I don't know.
But anyway, my thing is that is there somebody trying to call in or no? Okay, so all I guess I'm saying is that I guess what Ice Cube is saying, and he's not the only one that's talking about this. There's a lot of celebrities out there that's talking this way.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of regular citizens who's woken up, who are waking up, and more so. And in this area, I'm kind of talking about Black people, to some degree, who are waking up and they're getting tired of them just being a pawn. You know what I mean? They're getting tired of, it doesn't work. The system doesn't work for us. Another young man got shot. We'll talk about that. But I mean, they're just saying that it's not working for us. And, one of the biggest, what can I say, concerns for the people is them feeling that reparations could make a difference. And that's what he was talking about when he talked about the contract of reparations, and we just not hearing it from either party. And what do you guys, how can we talk about, what do you guys think about Ice Cube's, what he said? Or what do we think about?
I mean, I agree. I do think, a couple things. I do agree that the Democratic Party platform, or even the Republican platform does not speak to specifically to the ills of Black folk. I think there's a reason for it. I don't ever think there will ever be a president, anyone that's running for office, that will have an extreme or a too much of an overarching quote unquote Black agenda, because I don't think they're convinced that if that's a major part of their platform that they'll win. So I just don't think, I think those politicians, they won't. So I do agree, until they do, I think we do need to hold them more accountable. I think I saw with the NBA players, they boycotted basically that game until the owners came to the table and agreed, those billionaires, to use their resources with Congress in Wisconsin. So based on that boycott, they're coming back to the Wisconsin legislature to deal with some of those reform bills based on those players using their power to get that billionaire owner to deal with the government and the state of Wisconsin. So until we begin to make moves based on our power to make them deal with policy and legislation, it's going to be difficult.
Yeah, I would jump on the bandwagon and second that. I think I think the sports world has awakened, as Tone said. When Kaepernick was solo, it was a hard fight, and I'm sure you had others in a solo effort try to move forward, but it was easy for them to be ostracized. But as a collective, I think they have finally figured out that they are a power to be reckoned with, and you can't just ignore them, because once you start hitting them in the pockets, you get the people to listen. And I think I agree with Ice Cube as well, but I do think that the most important thing I heard him say was, I can't remember exactly, but basically, where's our agenda? So you've been saying this all along. Where is our agenda? Like, to me, the vote for Trump versus Biden is basically, who do you feel is going to hear our concerns and actually try to incorporate our concerns in their platform, Trump or Biden? But it's up to us as a people. It is up to us to hold them, that's what he said, to hold them to the fire, to hold them accountable, and push what our agenda is and what it is we want, and make them earn our vote. That is our responsibility, not theirs. So we can't keep sitting back and saying, well, I don't hear what Biden is saying, and you're not going to hear it until we say, or we make them truly believe that they have to earn our vote. We are worthy of them working for our vote, because we can make a difference in the economics of America. We can make a difference in really the economics of America. That's what it boiled down to. But that's my point.
Well, I guess for me, and I've heard him talk on other occasions, and it's different. It's different than YouTubers out here who have, I don't want to call them YouTubers. I call them creators that's out here, and a lot of them. Listen, a lot of this one guy, he's got probably over 100,000 followers, and he's telling the people now. Look at what he's telling them. He's saying, I don't feel bad telling either candidate that you won't get my vote if I have a right to look at the policy, and if I don't see me in there, then I'm not voting for either one of you. And that's what Ice Cube is really saying. Ice Cube is saying that you won't get my vote unless I see something That's what he means when he said make them work for it.
Yeah.
Because you won't get my vote until I see something that's favorable for my people. And I'm not talking about basic stuff that's for everybody. I'm talking about something specifically pushed towards a policy or something that's saying that, listen, if Black people vote for me, this is what I want to do, or this is what I'm going to do. Listen, Trump did it for the white people. That's exactly what he did. He did for the white people. So why we wouldn't want to be so I mean, that's what everybody alluding to what that means, make America great again. They're alluding to they have to be, or from other people. I'm not saying this, but they're saying that, you know, that means go back to the way it used to be. Well, I remember, I think it was T.I. asking Miss Owens, what's her name? Owens chick, the Owens chick. He was telling her more or less like, what do you mean make America great again? When was it ever great in terms of for our people? When was it great? And what area or era
was ever
great? I mean, for Black people. You know what I mean? So, you know, and I challenge that, make America great again, unless he's not meaning that. He's talking about the country and how the outside people view what they see looking in. You know what I mean? As America a whole. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I think that it still goes back, and I'm going to, you know, I'm about to mess with y'all. You know, I'm about to jump in there. I got to mess with everybody.
Right.
What do you think? Do you think one of the ways of meeting to show both parties that we're serious, that we're not voting? I mean, we're not voting. I refuse to vote for you because either one of you, until you bring something to the table. Now, here's the thing.
Right.
Like one of the YouTubers said, I don't want to just say their name, but like one of the YouTubers, he made a statement and it made sense to me. He said, listen, it's too many of us. You need one of our, here's the thing. They need the Black vote. See, that's what we always got to understand. They need the Black vote. So if the Black vote says we're not voting for either party, and I was going to title this, is Black people the reason why we won't get a bailout? Because we don't like to stick together as a people. We all have different views and we stick with it. And is that going to be the reason that we don't get a bailout? Because they already know we're not going to stick together.
Right.
They already know we're not going to stick together.
I think you really hitting something, hitting a point there, Tone, because, you know, that's what I was alluding to or referring to earlier, is that we have been ignored because we haven't figured out the power within us as a collective. And so the messaging to me shouldn't be, I'm not going to vote. So it shouldn't be that of, I'm not going to play the game. It should be, I'm going to play the game and I'm an important piece for you to win this game. And I think those are slightly, you know, those are two different messages. So when you say I'm not going to vote, because we've been heavy on this topic for a few shows. And I remember saying a few shows back, like, you have to be able to play the game in order to win it. You can't just step out of the game and say, well, I ain't going to vote. You have to, not that you have to, but I think it's important for us as a people to say, yes, we are going to vote. So because we're going to vote, you better convince us that you're the person we need to be voting for. That's a different message than I'm just not going to play at all.
Haven't we been doing that for centuries? We've been doing that. See, here's the thing. I have to have, if I go to war, I have to have something to defend myself. I have to have something significant that will help me in this war. And me saying that I'm going to vote for you, but you better do this. They don't need you anymore once they get in office for the first 4 years. They don't need you no more. So I guess all I'm saying is when I say not voting. And here's the old statement, that the old stigma that always come back to us. Well, our people, I got to get this voice right. Our people, they fought and died for this country for us to vote. Yeah, they did. But a lot of them, listen, they were just trying to get in the door. See, that's the part that we don't understand. Our ancestors, they were just trying to get in the game, meaning saying that we have a right to vote. It wasn't necessary. I think we get it kind of twisted when we say, since our people fought and died to vote, we should be voting. No, they were just trying to get in the door. They were just trying to get in the door to be legally able to vote. Now that they're legally able to vote, now I guess all I'm saying is what Ice Cube is saying, a lot of other people saying is, now we have to have some leverage. Now, I believe that the leverage is that you take my voice seriously, or you won't get my vote. It's not. I don't think the game is going to the polls. You've been doing that. It hasn't worked. We've been, and I'm not talking to just this panel. I'm talking to whoever is lending an ear. We've been voting. It hasn't worked. We've been voting. It hasn't worked. Our people been putting signs up, and we still been using that old method. We need to, and I'm just saying, and I hope I am getting Black people to understand where I'm coming from and where others coming from, to say, listen, look at the policies. Look at what they're saying. Take an eye at what they're saying.
Yeah,
study it out.
I really do think that he was really up on stuff about the agreement. The Black folk, we haven't gotten an agreement yet, which is true.
Not
and
at all.
We haven't gotten one yet.
But they don't care.
Right.
I was looking at who was that I was looking at? I don't want to. I can't say his name because he's a big TV guy. I think I want to say Roland. I want to say Roland. I want to say. Don't quote me on this, but I believe somebody called him about something, and they just knew he was going to already be on the Democratic ticket. I mean, a part of the Democrat, and I guess I don't know if it was Roland Martin, but he was a little offended by that because you already just knew I was going to vote Democrat. And see, that's what they believe. They believe Black people are already going to vote Democrat, so they don't really look at you as an out. In other words, they already know you're going to help them out. They already know.
I think that the more vocal we are, letting them know that we are conscious and we are ready to play this game. So I mean, Tom, I think you and I, we don't differ. It's not like we have a huge gap in what we're saying. I think we're very close. I just think that, people like T.I., Ice Cube, the NBA, the NFL, even the hockey team and the MLB and all the other alphabet soups. I mean, we have to continue to tell them what it is we want, because they'll play the game like, well, what, we don't know, so we have to continue to push our agenda.
A lot of Black people don't step up and say what they really want.
But do they have to? Think about it.
You just say that. I'm just playing.
No, but well, that's another.
I know a lot of people is pissed at Kwame. They still want him in jail, so I'm kind of neutral on that. But I do think, as an African American politician, compared to other politicians that have been found guilty of more egregious crimes, that his punishment was a little unfair. I will say that.
Yeah, it was. But see, my thing is, I guess I'm trying to stick in this area of trying to understand the mindset that would say that I'm still going to vote because it's my right, but I don't really care how you treat me. Because that's what we've been doing for years. We've been saying that I'm going to vote because it's my right, and it's just something that I'll feel dirty if I didn't vote. You ever seen somebody who they're so religious that they'll say because they miss service, Sunday service, that they feel bad? Well, I take that as in voting. people think that if they don't vote, it makes them feel like I wasn't doing my job as American citizens. Am I right? Well, it's past that. I think that we need to, and I'm going to say this word, I think that we need to become more radical in the area of our vote.
I think we need to be more educational. We need to be educated on what is entailed in voting. Well,
my thing is, there's so many people that are educated in voting, and they still see
in terms of the policies.
Well, all I'm saying is that you're going to continue getting stuck. You're going to continue riding this horse that's not going anywhere, but yet they'll let you on the horse, but you're not going anywhere. Yeah, we'll give you the right to vote, but it's not going to go anywhere. And I don't know, man. I guess that's something that's frustrating to me.
So
how do you guys feel?
I don't let, and I agree with, this is just my thought. I don't let people make me feel guilty, because me and someone a couple of years ago, they argued with me when I said every election I didn't vote in, because they brought up about people died. And this is my argument. People died not to guilt us into voting. They died so we have a right to vote if we choose to. I don't think that, just like me, I was in the military all those years. So I made the sacrifice, the sort of freedoms that the American people can have if they so choose to operate in those freedoms, not to force people to, like, for example, being in the military, when people were, like in Vietnam, when people were protesting the war, people try to make people feel guilty by saying, you don't support our service members because you're protesting the war. I'm a service member. I disagree. We're in the service, so you can have the right to be free to agree or not, to vote or not, to whatever freedoms that are allowed. So I think they died for us to be able to make educated decisions on voting and not to guilt us into, because everyone died, we just have to vote randomly, even if we agree or not. I don't agree with that.
Yeah.
We need to push our agenda, though.
Go ahead.
Because that if he didn't know, Biden was saved in the what was it, the primaries went with the Southern vote. So I'm talking in generalities, but I don't know if you all recall, like literally, I think it was South Carolina or one of them states down south literally saved his ass.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for them, he would not have had the margin lead that he got. So I think that things like that are a wake-up call, and so like anything, I think we as a people have to be strategic. Again, the vote, to me, these earlier parts of the election, it was kind of nailing it down. Okay, who is it going to be? And then like I said before, I think these initial speeches in the conventions are not the place for you to start detailing out what you're going to do. I think you're going to see that in the debates. So now the strategy at this point in the game should be making sure that in these debates, they are bringing up the issues that concern the Black community. Our concerns need to be a part of those questions that are being asked on those platforms, so they can tell us, what is your plan? And again, throughout this whole process, like us as Black people, I hate to say it, but we like to be one and done. Even with some of these protests, it's like, yeah, I'll march for a day and then that's it. I'm going back to status quo. We have to continuously be engaged in this process all along the way, making sure that at each step, our agenda, our concerns are being addressed.
That's right. You are absolutely right on that.
That's right. But I guess I just believe that I really, really believe that we've tried all of that. Yeah. I really do. I just believe that there's been no rock uncovered in terms of us stressing or talking or just saying how we feel. We've been doing that for a long time, but we've never took a proactive approach in terms of saying, listen, we're not voting till listen to this. And do you know how quick you will get answers if you were just to sit and say, all Black America, those who don't have a stiff neck, those who aren't meaning stubborn, that they will look at what we're saying. Hey, listen, Black people, nobody vote. And listen to what I'm telling you. At least say that I'm not going to the polls until we see our agenda. We until we see something that's giving to us. Now, here's the thing. The reason why that we or the chances of that happening will be hard is because you have two parties and Black people are either on this side of the party or they're on this side of the party. You get what I mean? They're not saying that, listen, well, let's come together, people, and let's sit down and say, hey, listen, you know, we're not voting until we see these issues on your website. Right. You can even go to their website. Listen, you don't have to go ask them what your agenda is. All you have to do is go to their website and read it. Just go to their website and read it. One is for socialism. One is a socialist move. And this, let me tell you this, it's very cut and dry. Once you look at the policies from Republican and Democrat, one is a socialist, one is a capitalist. I mean, it's showing you right there.
I'm going to play another video in a minute.
Yeah, let's see another video.
You want to play that real quick?
Yeah. Well, now set this video. What is it we about to see?
Okay, this is the NFL player. What's his name? I got to pull it up real quick.
It's right here.
The guy that was tearing up.
Yeah. I just want to get a couple word clips. We ain't got to listen. It's only a couple minutes.
Okay, let's play a couple minutes of it and then keep going.
I'm a Democrat, but I support Donald Trump.
Oh, God.
I don't care the popularity or the praise, the likes or the retweets. I'm here as a servant to God, a servant to the people of our nation, and a servant to our president. I grew up in Grapevine, Texas, a town that my great-grandfather was the first Black man to settle as a sharecropper in 1896. My early high school experience included fighting with skinheads and being a witness in an attempted murder trial after my friend shot a skinhead in self-defense. I remember my dad's bravery when he personally stood up against a KKK rally in my town. In my house, my father taught me to back down from no one. I know what racism looks like. I've seen it firsthand. In America, it has no resemblance to President Trump. And I'm fed up with the way he's portrayed in the media, who refuse to acknowledge what he's actually done for the Black community. It's confusing the minds of our innocent children. Before I left to come deliver this message, my energetic 8-year-old son, Jackson, stopped me and said, "Dad, can you please just tell everyone that all lives need to matter and that God loves everyone?" In that moment,
let's cut it there.
I realized that my 8-year-old had been...
Now my thing is I didn't really see the video. Tosh posted the video. I'm not okay. So I hear what he's saying, and I heard another Republican say that America is not racist, which is the biggest lie of all that's ever been told, because we are some of the most racist people. So I disagree with that. And here,
well, it's for us to disagree. It's not up there for everybody to agree.
Yeah,
anyway,
and I'm not necessarily agreeing with this football player. I'm not really necessarily agreeing with him, but because I guess my mindset is that it goes back to, we need some leverage. And in this section, before we switch over, I guess I'm just trying to get my voice out to say that we need leverage, and our vote is our leverage. Our vote is our power. And I guess I'm saying,
more than just vote. We need to put our foot down and to demand a contract, like he said, like Ice Cube was talking about, that agreement. It need to be just more than just going to the poll. We need more than that.
No, I'm saying we shouldn't go. I'm saying, see, my thing is clear. I'm saying that we shouldn't go to the polls unless we see what's for us.
Right.
Now, that's where my stance is. So whether it's a Donald Trump up there, whether it's a Joe Biden up there, it doesn't really matter to me.
Yeah.
That's always been my position from the beginning. It's always been leverage for our people, for your son, for your daughter, for my children. It needs to be leveraged because you're not going to be here one day, and we can't be selfish. We can't be so selfish in our mindset that we don't think about our own kids to say that you're going to, if you still living, you're going to deal with these same things that I'm dealing with if it don't change. Now, you have a lot of young people who are tired. Now, I'm going to say this, but I don't want to, in terms of Facebook, I'm not saying this in a way that you might perceive it. You see a lot of people out there. I won't use the word. They out there. You guys know what they were doing when they was tearing up the streets or whatever. It's like that's their mentality, and because they're tired of I'm talking about when I say old, I'm talking about they tired of your old way of doing it. No, listen to what I'm saying. They're tired of your old dusty way of doing things that does not prove, and data proves that it hasn't shown any help for Black people when we make our vote clear. And they're tired. They tired of these dusty old folks. They are, and I'm tired of them. These dusty.
But you know what? I think just like I think we're speaking to a different audience too. I mean, we do have the old heads, but I agree with you that this generation has been extremely vocal and taken a more aggressive stance than those of maybe our era who were still thinking we were riding the wave of the 60s. But they're also speaking to a different audience. I mean, it is unprecedented in terms of the amount of legislation that I've heard get pushed forward in the legislature as a result of these protests. Like that just didn't happen. We were expressing ourselves, I think, in our era through our movies and media and music and things of like that, like your Tupacs and your Boys in the Hood. We were telling our story. But I think this generation, like you say, is fed up. But like I say, the audience that they're speaking to, they're moving. Like we got the Floyd bill, we got the Gardner bill, we got, all of this stuff that I'm seeing in my lifetime that I haven't seen before.
Right. Well, I mean, anything that you do, see, here's the thing, right? Whenever change, there's always some suffering that come about with change. Because you're changing characteristics about you. You're changing view. The whole 9 yards. There's going to be some, and everybody's not going to want to get on the bandwagon. But I am saying that, and I'm making this clear that. Now, let me say this too, and then we can go to the next topic if you guys don't have anything else to say. You do have people out there who are Black people who are in position and they know what time it is, but the only reason why they're where they are, whether they're Democrat or Republican, means speaking for these people, they know that they want to benefit out of it in some way. So it's not to say that they actually really care.
Right.
They really care. It's just that it benefits some Black people that are in position that, listen, I got this party, listen, and I can say all these words, but if you give me on the ticket or you give me a job or position, I can go ahead and speak out for, there's a lot of, I don't want to, I can call some names, but I ain't just not a hate show. So I'm not trying to hate on nobody, but I am saying, always remember, it's all about, to some people, how it benefits their pocket. And so they'll jump out there and say, hey, listen, vote this way, do this, because they looking for something.
Right.
They looking for something. That's what this America is all about. It's shame to say that, but it's true.
We can work this out in one cycle. And if they follow this plan, we can have a major movement, and they should pay me for this for free. And to your point, Tony, if we were first starting with us, if we were because you have some outliers, black folk. But if the majority of us come together with like Ice Cube said, because I know he's working on it, him and some people, he's putting together people, they're putting together a contract for America, right? And we say, this is our contract. It could be Republican or Democrat and say, okay, before the election, this is our contract. This is what we expect. When you get in within the first 100 days, we want this happening. We want these specific bills. We want all this stuff to happen. Now, say we support them, they get voted in. And within that time frame that we said, even if it doesn't happen, if we go out and do a recall for the person that we voted for, and they see the numbers, because the person won't get recalled. But all of us that's part of that black movement, if we go out and say, you know what, we about to do the petitions, and we want to recall this person. And when they see how powerful we are, I guarantee you, moving forward, we won't have to deal with that. They say, those people serious. And they try to recall us, and they got over 1 million people on that recall ballot. And if you're not keeping your word, we're going to go and try to recall you. When they see all of us moving collectively, I guarantee you within the next cycle or before the end of that term, they're going to start moving because they know they're not going to get back in office.
Yeah, I mean, but see, here's the thing. RW3, that's what I'm saying. That's a strategy. That's what we need. We need strategies to just not say anything, to just say, I'm going to go vote. We still, that's what we need. We need somebody.
But saying we're not going to vote it is a strategy that could be used amongst other strategies, but I think that foundational piece is that we have to be continuous. Like it can't just stop because, okay, like you say, we got you in office, like Cube said, okay, that's done day one. We got Trump out, you win. Now what? We still have to hold you accountable. Like, and again, going back to the beginning of what I said, it's about playing the game strategically, but playing the game to constantly remind them that you can't win this game without us.
Well, unless they call your bluff and say that, okay, let's see. You see what? See, that's where I'm at.
That's why we got to get it together. That's what I said. That's why we, as a people, have to. And I think we are. I think we have to treat this like the Titanic. We can't. It's going to take a lot to move us, but I think we are in a ripe time, condition.
Titanic suck.
It did, but I'm saying because the Titanic thought that it could do a sharp turn when it couldn't. We have to continue to think as a collective and see the power that we have as a collective, and ditch this whole culture of I'm different. No, I ain't like them. I'm different. Everybody want to be so damn different. Okay, have your uniqueness, but when it comes to the overarching matters, we have to be willing to let some things go so we can come together as a collective, because that's where the power lies.
Right. And just so for the record, I'm going on record to say this, and for those that believe the same way I do, then keep it to yourself or just do what you're going to do. I'm not voting for either party until I see something that's of value to me and that's going to help my family out.
But what about the people that just want to get him out the office? They don't care about none of that.
Well, here's the thing to that. How do you know you're going to get better? How do you know? That's why when I made that statement, I hope he get in office. I hope Joe Biden get in, but not for the wrong reasons. Obviously, I want it to work, but I just don't. I believe that Joe Biden is another Donald Trump, but he's just a Democrat. I believe he's the same exact guy that's going to sit in that house. He's just a Democrat instead of a Republican. That's what I see from even from his view, me and his views are so far apart in terms of him being a socialist. But I can say the same thing about Donald Trump. There's some things that I can pull up about him. So I'm saying either party is to me, I'm just tired. I'm jaded. I'm jaded. And I'm so jaded in voting and hearing those same old words that my forefathers died for me to vote, which you really don't understand what that meant. They had to get on board. They wanted to be, that was part of them being a person. You get what I mean? That was a human right type of situation. We look at it as something different. It wasn't that they wanted to get in office just so they can, vote so that they can say, oh God, we part of the team now. No, they were just trying to get the right to vote, but we got to take it farther than that. And to me, it seemed like we dropped the ball right then and there because we still go back to that old analogy. Oh, well, you died to vote. No, we still there. Really? We still there. It's going to take more now. We got to show these people that we're serious. And to me, and I'm done because we can play this. It's like playing tennis, back and forth. To me, I'm just going to leave, and I don't want to be the one to leave it on the table. So I want y'all to say something too. But for me, we'll go around and say how you feel, and we'll leave it out.
Final thoughts on the topic.
But for me, my piece to this is I think that Black people. This is not a Donald Trump or a Biden thing for me. This is about our people actually getting something out of what's going on because we've been getting screwed. We've been the hoe for too long. We've been the hoe. Black folks been the hoe for too long, and now we got to start being the pimp. Because we've been the hoe for too long. We got to be the pimp now.
Some hoes down.
Yeah, we got to start. We've been the hoe too long. So I'm saying, I understand that you think your face is cute. You think your body is tight. And, you think you can get what no, you're going to have to come with something else now. You're going to actually have to use your brain to say that, listen. Now it's saying, I digress. Let me get out of it. But I'm just going to say this. I believe that the way that's going to happen to me is that we got to put them to the fire by saying, listen, you will not get my vote unless I see these things on the table. And I think every Black person should follow that.
What things is that? What does IQ mean by like bailout? What does bailout mean to you guys?
Well, reparations. Reparations, I think would be the bailout to economically put us on a certain level. Listen, and I don't want to throw this out here, but I will. I got upset the other day. I got pissed off the other day when I dropped my daughter off at her school, and when I dropped her off, she told me some things. I'm not going to go into the details because it's just me and her conversation. But my thing is that it pissed me off when I looked at the college and I walked on the campus and I didn't see nobody on the campus that represented my daughter. They're around there. They scattered. But it pissed me off to say that this is where we are in the country, where it's a certain people who have more, or it seems to have more rights of being raised totally different, in terms of their economics, you get what I mean? And we still sitting here saying we'll vote. And we want our daughters and sons to be just like what they're doing out there, enjoying life, getting good jobs, getting good grants, getting business loans. You know what I mean? Or there's something that's helping our kids so that they can reach the status quo just like everybody else.
Because it's not about us, it's about the next generation. Because the Bible does say that a good man leave us an inheritance for his children, children, and grandchildren. So figure that out. That's not going to college and just getting a job. An inheritance is an inheritance. Right. An inheritance. There's people out there that's not white, Black society who have money, old money to leave an inheritance I can't give you my degree. I can't give you my degree, but I can give you this money that I have. You see what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. Right. So until we wake up and figure out what that means, and this is just my point. So let's go around the table and see what everybody says. Okay, Warmack or Lady, what y'all think about that? What is your views? It's yours about this, so we can close it out. What?
RW3. Just like a man wants the last word.
The ladies first.
As I said before, I think we have to agree to play the game first. I'm not saying that not voting can't be an effective strategy, but let it be a strategy, because what we don't want to happen is for them to not listen to us because we have no skin in the game. So we have to be strategic. I absolutely agree that we have to present something so strong that they listen, and we can only do that as a collective voice. I also think that for me, Trump showed us. You talk about how to leave a legacy. There are not enough Black people in wealth or in positions to accumulate wealth to align themselves with a trickle-down economic plan. Because we know, and we have lived, and we have seen our parents live long enough to know that the trickle down only come down so far.
Right.
So we have to, for me, when you talk about leaving a legacy, leaving something to accumulate wealth, generational wealth, that's what I'm aligning myself with. Who's speaking that? Now, it may not come in the form of, well, we're gonna do this for Black people, but, and again, we're talking about the presidency. Let's not forget about the House, the Senate, the governor, you know what I mean? Like we have to really get engaged in this process to get the wheels turning. But those are the values that I plan to align myself with, is those that benefit me and my family and the people that I know in terms of where we are, being in a position to accumulate wealth for generations to come.
That's right.
Okay, yeah.
What are you?
My thought is, and really quick, Eugene McDonald said, in order for it to be a strategy, we have to know the outcome, and the outcome would have to benefit us as well. He also says, what is the outcome of us not voting, and how does it benefit us? What's the outcome of us not voting, and how does not voting benefit us? Thank you, Eugene. My thought, is
I
this.
will address that once he's done. So I'll just be.
Right. My thought is this. They both, right now, Joe Biden has a record. He has a record, a voting record, and things that he supports or does not support Black folk, or things that can ultimately hurt or support Black people. Just like we know the crime bill that the 3 strikes, we're aware that that's something, he voted for, but he has a 25 year voting record on bills that's a public record. And we have 3.5 years of what Donald Trump has done. So based on people's history generally, it's an indicator. Like you said, we don't learn from history, we're doomed to repeat it. So generally, what people historically have been, notwithstanding a movement of God himself, is pretty much who they are. So my thing is, as I look at Biden's record, his voting record, and things he's voted for and things he's voted against, and what Trump has done, what he's supported and not supported, I'm comfortable with going into the polls based on both of their history and who would be the better choice based on factual history. So that's my thought.
Yeah, just to answer Eugene, okay. So my thing is this: when is about roughly 42 million African Americans living in America? I believe it's that much in America. That's power to say to either one, you won't get my vote unless I see policies that apply to my people. What's going to happen is that they would need, see, it's almost like the cuff. We will be that. We will be that pour over. In other words, if they're say like they're both presidents or both people are running and they're running based on what they're running on, and black people set out of it to say, listen, we're waiting to hear something from you guys. What happened is we would be that overpour. In other words, when they put that in, it'd be like, okay, we'll go with them. Then they'll actually win the election. They will actually win the election because we looked at and said, okay, well, I see what they're saying. Hey, listen, this is what's going on with them, so we should vote. That's what's going to happen now, because they're going to rush to win your vote. They're going to actually come after you. Your voting doesn't mean you won't vote. Your voting means that you're taking a stance to say that I want, until policies come about that benefits black people. So when we see that, because they will, I'm gonna say it again, they need your vote. So when they put that up, and listen, it's about this. I don't care if you Donald Trump. I don't care if you Joe Biden. If you put something together that's for black people, then I'm going for you. I don't care who you are. But I'm because here's the thing. I'm not caught up in emotion. I'm a businessman by heart and by nature. And one of the tools of business people is that I don't take personal stuff. I don't mix business with pleasure. I can talk to you as a friend, but then I can talk to you as a businessman. The same thing as Donald Trump, and I can care less how many racist games you play. I can care less how many racist games. If you put the agenda on the table that benefits my people, that's who I'm voting for. Because to me, it's about policy and it's not about emotions. I'm not caught up in emotions. If you voting out of emotions, you already wrong. You already lost the fight because you can't think. He put you, and let me throw this out there, then I'm gonna be done. You know, one of the biggest things that got black people away from Donald Trump is that they've heard for so many years racism. He's a racist. He's this. He might be. But guess what? A lot of people using that as their strategy not to vote. And the Democrats they know that, so they're using that too to win your vote. They don't want to give you anything, but they want you to believe, hey, listen, long as we get him out of the house, right, y'all, that's right, long as we get him out of the house, you're going to be fine. See, I'm not going to go there and say that they were the reason that the KKK even came out. You see what I mean? I'm going to leave it alone. I don't want to go there because it'll make me then seem like I'm for Republicans, which I'm not. You get what I mean? So all I'm saying is that to answer you, G, I hope that answered your question pretty much. We can go ahead and go to the next topic. What is that next topic?
Oh, so are we going to our relationship topic?
Okay, whatever one you want to go.
All right. So let me get it. Okay, you guys should have it.
We switching guys is good.
All right, so we're going to be kind of talking about where we are.
I think it was about the age.
I had that too, but then I also had the
Just go ahead and talk.
I gotta find it.
Yeah.
All right. So should a woman propose to a man? So we're gonna touch on that, but then we're gonna touch on that other topic, which is trending now.
Yeah.
You know the guy named whatever.
Yeah.
So
and that's the topic, I guess. We don't want to play around like we don't know what we're talking about. But my thing is that we're talking about should a woman propose
to a man? Do you think that's the dumbest thing ever? Do you think it's crazy? Jazzy,
I said I see that I proposed to my boyfriend and he said no.
Yeah. I got some links. So yeah, we want to look at this for a couple little seconds before we start talking. So
seems like it's the man.
No, it's not. It's her. I got another one too.
At least he didn't embarrass her.
What's going on?
Oh, she went off it fast. I ain't telling her to do it that fast. But yeah.
Did it come on? Okay.
Want to sell online? Go to Wix.com today and do it like this guy.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
I guess I want to take. I'll take what I'm saying.
All right.
so
Okay. Real quick.
Why are there so many flickering? You can't.
Something really great. And I really like how you curse and yell at people on social media over diamonds and how bad they are for this earth and how really meaningless they are.
Wait, you like that?
Yeah, I love it.
You like that I curse and yell at people about diamonds?
Yeah, it's a good cause.
Most girls don't like that.
Well,
That's kind of funny.
yeah.
Because okay.
I think it's great. So I've been thinking about this for a while, and
Why we can't see it with
I would
them?
love
I don't like this
to
one.
propose that you give these diamonds 2 diamonds for water.
Are you serious?
Yes, I'm serious.
Hold up. This is real.
I know he ain't crying.
Yeah.
Don't even try. He ain't crying.
Oh, crying is healthy, my brother.
Yeah.
No, I get you.
All right. So we don't have to play it that long. It's just showing.
Yeah, that's. I don't like that. I ain't like that.
Well, you didn't like it.
That was good.
Wow.
I didn't like that at all. Especially
Why?
the crying. It wasn't nothing. He broke down.
You can't appreciate a man in touch with his emotions.
Right.
I've cried many a times when I was in pain.
Okay.
He said in
I cried
pain.
when I was in pain, or you know what I mean. I'm saying that. I'm saying though.
Come on.
I mean, he just grabbed
You're
his
not a man.
mouth.
You're a man.
He grabbed his mouth and just started crying. Like, you know how some females
Like,
grab their mouth and
oh
start
my God.
crying.
Yeah,
And he said, "Are
he
you
was-
serious?"
So what do you guys think? How do you think a woman should propose to a man?
Would you propose to a man, Lovely T?
Nah. But
Why
it
not?
don't mean, just because I would, don't mean that.
No, I'm asking you though. Why not you?
I think the way I was socialized, because if men are the hunters, and women either accept or deny, I think to do the flip, this is gonna sound crazy, but to me,
I know,
a man will cheat more easier than a woman. And if the woman proposes to the man, she doesn't really know if he.
What?
I don't know. I don't even know how to articulate it, but I think that's just kind of not the natural way. But
Yeah, I think it's sideways.
Yeah,
It's a lot. It's
because it
too
says the
sideways.
Bible just says when a man findeth a woman, not when a woman findeth a man. So
Yeah.
that is kind of weird.
But
and
on
again, it's like I started off by saying I think I was just socialized that way because in reality, you know, I would hope that for the most part, you're with this person long enough where you get a good feel. Like it's the same process, I think, for men. I mean, y'all can speak on it, but I don't think you just blindly propose to somebody. You with them long enough where you get a good feel that if you were to ask, they might say yes. You know, so the same could hold true in the opposite direction, but it just seemed like,
But it was a situation where the girl proposed to the guy and he had said no. So that's embarrassing.
but that could happen to a man. He could propose to a woman and she say no. So,
Yeah.
I mean, the chance of rejection is there either way.
Yeah. Okay, so let's kind of switch it.
Uh-huh.
Let's try to switch it around a little bit because what happened, I think, I don't know if it was recent, and it's kind of like turning. We digress. I digress from that.
From this topic.
What I'm saying is that what we were, I think, trying to get around to saying is that it was something that was flashing on Facebook where this one, before we get to Marcus Houston, I'm saying is it was just got this. They said, should a 44-year-old woman marry a 19-year-old young man? And then it showed that Marcus Houston recently, the singer,
married a 19-year-old.
Married. I don't know. I was gonna get there. It married a 19-year-old. He married a 19-year-old. So my thing is that cool? Is it cool? Both, I guess, whether it was just something that they threw up there on social media, but if we just look at Marcus Houston, is actually a real situation, where his girlfriend, his wife now, she's 19. Is a 19-year-old ready for marriage?
But
It's
okay,
cool.
okay, but just I'm
It's
sorry.
cool. Go ahead.
RWC threw it out at me, so I'm sorry. I got to. Would you accept a proposal from a woman? RW3, would you accept a proposal from a woman? Like, would you, if a woman proposed to you, would you?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
So now, yes, it's cool. If the woman 44, he 19, she 19, he 44, boom, they love each other. Let's do it.
No, that is
Man.
not right. That is not
That's cool.
right.
But think
That is
about
not
it.
cool.
Hold on, but think about it.
Wow.
But let's look at it this way. Is that selfish? Is it
Yes.
selfish?
Yes, because he didn't live his life out.
Yeah,
No.
Marcus Houston, I think, is like 39. So my thing is it selfish to take someone at the age of 19?
19,
live their life? You live your life. You live your life.
This conversation went about Jada Pinkett and the guy that she was dating. Yes. It's yes. It's weird. Like, what kind of like?
But they got in common.
Well, let's just
Y'all
say
getting
yes
together
or
for a
no. Why do we feel this way?
Right.
Why do we feel this way? Let's get deeper
Yeah.
into
Why do you feel it's selfish?
Human development.
Tasha and Lovely T.
Because
Y'all
okay,
two tell me what y'all
I
feel.
can even see a 32-year-old and at the same token like a 50-year-old. Like, once a person has had an opportunity to, one, physiology, neurology, biology, to let the brain fully develop so that they're making decisions, two, have a little life experience, you know what I'm saying? So it's not so much the age gap, the number of years in the age gap, which I do have a problem with that at times, but 19 and 44? Come on.
Okay, Tasha, go ahead, because I want to hear what
Yeah,
you said.
because he's gotten a chance to really like live, his life out. She 19, she haven't gotten a chance to really live her life out. You know what I'm saying? She haven't got that experience like he has. So she need to experience life. That's the way I feel.
Oh, so this is my question I'm asking both of you all.
Well, no, you're asking everybody. It ain't no one-sided story. Everybody talking. This is the Round Table Podcast. So listen, because let me say that.
You walked away.
This, we don't want to be boring. We want to just talk and make sure that this is reaching out to other people. I guess what I'm saying is this, right? All I'm saying is that at 19 years of age, how you can seduce the mind. It depending on, even just through your own personal experience, you can seduce people, or you can be more, you can have a lot more influence on certain people. I think anybody 19, if you 44, because of your experience alone, you can manipulate conversation, because from what I've understand, the mind hasn't fully developed until age 27 or 26, where it's more or less developed fully. You know what I mean? So there's going to be a lot of naive things that's going to take place within this relationship that you might not even be able or even want to deal with.
And I'm not even saying you, like, dating is one thing. Like, you got this 19-year-old, you want a trophy piece. Maybe you want to exercise your Viagra or Cialis, whatever, and you're dating her. I think that's different than saying, I want you under God to make this lifelong commitment and have these responsibilities. That's, to me, marriage is like a totally different level, Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely.
I mean,
So I'm asking you all, so because I heard both of the T's say that it sounds like you all were saying that, so the only way you can experience life and living is being single. You can experience life and living in marriage because y'all said the person hadn't lived.
no,
No,
you
you
can't.
you can be, but be with someone. How are you evenly yoked with somebody that's 20? I mean, no. Like if it was two young people, they're gonna make mistakes together. They're gonna grow together. They're gonna, you know what I mean. But when you have that much experience over another person, that's the straight manipulation. There's no. Come on, you can't tell me that a 19-year-old voice is gonna be heard by any 44-year-old man. You can forget that. Forget it.
But now here's the thing, right? There's no equity. There's no real equity in the relation and the experience of life. It is not enough equity. In other words, if I'm 44 and I experience life, the equity, I mean, the value this been that I have over what you have can kind of probably even trump what you bring to the table. You get what I mean? So I'm going to say it's not balanced. I mean, to me, now every common sense is not common to everybody, but to me, that's common sense. That why would you putting yourself, you're stressing yourself out. Trust me, there's going to be stress in that marriage. Or even if you dating, it don't matter. The fact that it remains that you 19 and this person is 44. Why would you even want to date somebody?
So if it was the tables would turn around, how would a person feel if the woman was 44?
It was,
and the guy was 19.
Well, but see, here's the thing. That was the first article. Yeah. Listen, when you read the article, guess what the women were saying? Oh, I don't see nothing wrong with it. When a woman was 44 and the guy was 19, the women was like, oh, I don't see nothing wrong with it. I mean, I think they just love each other. But when they put Marcus Houston up there, they was calling him all kind of names. You know what I mean? As though now there's a double standard. You know what I mean?
Y'all know, and we can rewind the tape. I felt the same thing about Jada. I felt like she wasn't right for I mean, and it wasn't just the age, but it was the power differential that came into play with that situation. I didn't agree with that.
I just think it's a little tough. It's gonna be tough. That relationship is going. I mean, back in the day, years ago, older men did marry younger women, and in certain religions, they do that now.
Oh yeah,
they marry young. Oh, yeah. You know what I mean? They marry young. I think that's still wrong, but they still marry
I hope
young.
that it doesn't lead to a father and daughter type of marriage, where he becomes more of a father figure than
How can you not?
Because that's going to be.
How can you not?
Right.
I mean, that's a sick thought, but when it's you play a fatherly role, the only difference is you get to take her to bed. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's a sick thought, but what other dynamic could really be at play with that kind of a age difference at that age?
That's true.
But
that's true.
W3 don't shut down on us. Come on, you date them young like that.
Yeah, and I hope it don't become like a controlling type of marriage either.
Yeah,
where
it's going to be
what the argument. I don't know.
Right.
One of y'all said it because all the stuff y'all saying it's all sounding the same. So I don't know who said this, but nevertheless, talking about conflict, there's going to be stress in a relationship. I'm sure if I talk to Lovely T, Tasha and Tone, and your historical relationships or your current relationships, the age did not circumvent you from having drama and issues in your relationship. So the fact that there's an age difference doesn't, because we got folk that's our age that we dealing with nonsense with. So this stuff about somebody being younger and having problems, you're going to have problems anyway if you don't have a healthy relationship.
I think they're different type of problems.
Do you think it's possible for a 19-year-old and a 44-year-old to have a healthy relationship?
Yes, I know it for a fact.
How?
Wow.
What
You
fact
know for a
is this?
fact.
I need to know this fact. What fact is
What fact
this?
this is?
You know that for a fact? What fact is this? You know a pervert? Because that's what you are to me. You a pervert. I'm gonna be straight up. Because I kick it 100. You a pervert if you are married to a 19-year-old and you 44.
In America. In
You a
America.
pervert. You a pervert.
There's a lot of that going on in Hollywood.
Yeah,
in
facts.
Hollywood, a lot of those
Whoever
rich
that
men
person
that be
is
marrying
that
all
pervert.
them young white
I want
girls.
to hear this fact, though. I want to hear the fact.
Yeah, what
I
is
knew
that?
this, I knew this cat. That's what I'm saying. I knew this guy.
I know you.
So
The
how-
younger girl, they were fine.
I mean, I can
They
tell
were-
you. Well, so
were
you
at.
said it was fine. So he said it was fine. Let her tell the story.
Right.
You know what I mean? We hear
Exactly.
only one
Exactly.
side of the story. We don't know that for a fact. That's not
Exactly.
a fact. The fact is that they both sit in front of us.
Yeah, can you pull them on the podcast next week?
Yeah, pull them up. Bring them on the podcast.
You bring them on the podcast?
Well, you probably not going to hear the truth unless they divorce. Because she ain't going to say if it's working out.
Exactly.
So we really won't never know.
Right.
We just can look deep into it. All I'm saying is that you need to reevaluate. I think that you need to reevaluate your morals, your values, because you sit next to your daughter. You sleeping with your daughter. You see what I mean? You literally sleeping with your daughter. I mean, and that's kind of weird. You see what I mean? I mean, and the mindset. See, here's the thing. You want a mind that's going to challenge you. You don't want somebody that your word go.
Right.
And that's what's going on, because what can a 19 bring to the table, even in money sense, money wise? What can they bring to the table?
Right.
They don't have anything to bring to the table. So you kind of like working this relationship.
Yeah, he's more gonna be the worker. She's just gonna be the like.
Whether it's he or she, because I'm not saying man to woman. I'm
it could
saying
be woman to
whoever
man.
you are. You kind of both. But I mean, obviously, that's my opinion.
You use a good word, Tone, selfish, because it really is like it's selfish.
Yeah.
It's selfish.
Yeah. You only care about your needs.
Right, because you want to feel good and you want to feel young all over again. Or
when you step out,
you got somebody young on your arm.
Well, you want what you could consider to be a trophy.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Whether it's guy or girl, you want this to be something to look right. I don't know. It's just kind of convoluted. I mean, I don't know. It's really weird in that sense of age group. But we can keep moving on.
The producer has something to read. Lady B, can you see it or?
Oh, let me see.
Somebody had a comment.
The producer says, in the early 2000s, an actor named Doug Hutchinson married a 16-year-old. He didn't know of her age before they started talking, but didn't want to break up because he had fallen in love with her. The woman, now 26, says she made a grave mistake. She said she was a girl with a child's mind, a teenager's body, and a virgin, looking for attention from her father. But nobody in her life told her she was making a mistake.
See, wow. That was good. See,
it's all in the name of selfishness,
right?
All in the name of being, all in the name of that. I don't, and there's a lot of great points that were placed in there, in there of the mistake that was made, the child mind. You know what I mean? The mentality. We talked about that. I mean, I don't know. It just, I mean, and I'm gonna be honest. I'm not even gonna say I hope it work out. I'm not even using that. I hope it don't work out. You know what I mean? I really hope it don't. I hope it become miserable. You know what I mean? And then that you will pull away and grow up. You see what I mean? Grow up.
Yeah, let her grow up, and she should be in college. She should be,
I mean, you can still do all of that
she
stuff.
can still do all that.
I didn't mean that. I said the person who wanted it should grow up. I'm not, because you can obviously send them to school. They ain't working. 19. They don't have a real good career job, you know what I mean, at 19. So you might well send them to school, and then hopefully they'll find somebody else just as successful and leave you and go with that person. Because that's what you're doing, though. If you take care of a 19-year-old, do you think the 19-year-old guy is more prone to cheat than the 19-year-old girl? What do you think will happen? What do y'all think about
Oh
that?
yeah, I think so.
Do you think?
I think a 19-year-old guy will cheat before the 19-year-old girl.
Yeah.
Because
I don't know. I'm a little mixed on that because either of them could get, turned out,
yeah, that's true.
because they're both, both minds are so impressionable, that their definition of what love is so limited, because they only been, it's limited, you know what I mean? So someone who's way more mature, way more experienced, man or woman, approaches that person, either of them could get turned out, be in love, and not want to cheat, or both of them could be in a position where they realize what it is, but they're in it for some type of gain. I mean, they talk about all the time, these college girls, basically looking for sugar daddies. That's what we get the term, sugar daddy, sugar mama. You go into the relationship with a very specific goal, and it's not love and it's not marriage.
Listen how beautiful this is, Tone. It says, Marcus Houston, listen to the beauty. This is still an unbelievable moment for me. Marrying you is such a dream come true. He says, I was so nervous. I was actually shaking, but everything felt perfect when I saw her walk down the aisle. I told her I wasn't going to cry, but I couldn't hold it in. I cried like a baby. We fell in love and got engaged March 2019, Tone. My dad, Michael, loves her, and the people I'm closest to love her as well. Most importantly, we have God's blessing.
Wow.
Yeah, beautiful. Tone.
That's deep. I mean, it's nothing I can say about that. I mean, at the time, it probably do look perfect. You know what I mean? All of the bells and whistles is there, and I mean, so I can't hate on how he's feeling in that moment. Yeah, I just wonder how long would it last? I guess that's my thing. Is it going to last long? Yeah, and I guess that's what you in the marriage for. To see how long as you hope that the marriage will last. That's why we getting married, not because of how I feel in the moment. Oh, she was just so beautiful coming down. Make sure it works 2 years from now. A year. Years. I mean, do she have what it takes for me to be with this young
You
woman?
gonna be old before he gonna be old before she better be ready.
Yeah,
She's gonna be 25 still trying to go to the club, and he gonna be like, I'm tired of the club.
Right.
She gonna want to go out with her friends,
Yeah, I mean,
just be like, where you going? Why you always out?
Hold on, that's your assumption.
Well, I mean, it is an assumption, but sometimes it can be accurate. It can be an accurate assumption. You can have an assumption and it be accurate, but I guess my thing is it's so much in this piece. Is are you looking at it because is she looking at it because he's a celebrity? I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, if you're a celebrity, so I'm choosing him. Now, if he wasn't a celebrity, what would the family have said? Right. Did they only agree because they think this guy got a couple of dollars on him? You get what I mean?
Right.
You don't lie into that. I mean, it's just
that's true.
It's sad, but getting out of that topic and this last topic, and it's not going to be long, would be the topic of Jacob Blake. Getting shot in the back, I believe 7 times. Shot in the back. Thank God he survived.
Yeah,
through that tragic. And I guess when I looked at the video, you know how they always say, don't judge a book by its cover, and then always be, well, they found this in the car. I guess my thing is they showed this man walking around to the car, and they show the police officer shooting him in the back. You know what I mean? And I would just like to know, how is that justifiable? If it is, you know what I mean, in terms of the police officer. And I guess, we got to give I don't want to say condolences.
Well, yeah, because he didn't pass away.
Prayers.
Yeah, to the
for
family.
the Jacob Blake family.
Yeah.
Even for him, thanking God that he survived. I think there's permanent injury, isn't it? Where he
can't walk anymore.
Yeah, he's paralyzed. And I guess we just want to keep that out there and say that it's still happening to our people.
Yeah.
And we have to take a stand. And we have, listen, guys, we playing with fire. We playing with fire, and you can get burnt. We playing with fire, you can't get burnt. We have to take this new term very, very, very seriously.
Yes.
And don't look at it as a joke, but take it very seriously. Our people are dying because of what's going on. I don't know if it has anything to do with the president. I can't guarantee.
But they'll blame everything on the president.
Yeah, I know they will. But my thing is, all I can tell you is it's still happening. That's a fact. It's still happening, and I just pray that we will be able to make the right decisions. That would change the storyline, the narrative. You know what I mean? And I don't know if that have to do with putting whoever in
there. That doesn't mean it's going to change.
Yeah, I don't know that. I just know that it has to change, and I know we have to wake up, and that's what I would say. Guys, we haven't been really running the pod that long lately. Unless y'all got something else to talk about. But that's pretty much, what I've been thinking. If you feel like you should go out to the polls, go ahead. If you don't, I understand both. Just be honest with
Just educate yourself first. Right. Look into the policies and things like that.
That's the key. Educate yourself. Don't look at. Go ahead.
And the thing about that is, when they bring up, someone should have complied, or, when the sentence of death shouldn't be the result of a misdemeanor traffic stop, or even if someone got some weed in the car, or they got tickets or expired driver's license.
Right.
All those things, the result of that should be being executed in the street. So when they bring up someone has a crime, and even if I had a felony bank robbery, no, it's up to the court system to determine the fate. Not the street.
That's true.
So regardless of if I had a crime or I had 17 tickets or misdemeanors, it's not your decision to gun somebody down the street, regardless of the record.
That's right.
Right. Yeah. I think to me, the accurate terminology for that is a lynching. Because that's what lynching is. That's when you're not put in front of a trial. You don't have a judge. You don't have a prosecutor. You are the prosecutor and the judge, and you take this person's life immediately. That's a lynching. You know what I mean? So my thing is
modern day lynching.
Yeah, that's what it is. So we got to get it together. And I'm not telling you it's going to be because of who's in office. I'm not saying that. And I don't believe that. I don't think
it's going to be because of our collective voice. Like these young folks, just kudos, because they are out here in the streets tearing Sugar Honey Iced Tea up. And I swayed a little bit. I've been like, oh, well, we don't have to be violent. We don't have to be. But like you said earlier, they are sick and damn tired of being sick and tired of hearing the same old. They want results and they want it now. And I appreciate that about this younger generation, because it is an atrocity what continues to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, it just, and the thing is, in this day and time, it's not like before where these isolated incidents, you never really hear about them, so you only hear that Detroit is bad or Chicago is bad. But in today's world of media and now 5G, like no stone is going to be uncovered. And so you see just how the magnitude of and the depth and the breadth of how huge of a problem this is across America.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And so it's like, for real?
Crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. The narrative has to change, and it has
Yeah.
to change. It's sad to say, we'll see what happens. We'll just see what happens. I don't know.
They better talk about police reform on their platforms. I can tell you that much. Or they're gonna continue to see unrest.
To have a document signed that's going to actually go into effect. Don't just talk about it, because they be talking about it for years and nothing been done. So
well, there is a solution out there. We just we have to either we do it or we don't, guys. And we're gonna go ahead and cut it at the podcast like this. Guys, do you guys have anything that's going to be going on or down the line? I know
we're going to talk to them later about that thing I told you the other day. Is that we can have an event on here. So we're going to talk to you guys later.
Well, after the podcast, I guess, about an event. Okay. But because in some ways it could benefit you guys as well. So do you guys have anything going on, or in terms of in your profession that people can reach out or should reach out, whatever, anything?
Well, speaking of police, we have a program that's called Kappa, and basically, just to make a long story short, each year they have an event called Day of Restoration. So that'll be coming up probably mid-October. As I get the dates, maybe I can give you guys something to post. But I mean, really, it's for the homeless, and we pass out a lot of things that would be important for them in their survival as the winter months begin to hit, like coats that can also be sleeping bags and other essential type needs. But the bigger point is to try to get them engaged in services, whether it be substance use treatment, mental health treatment, just your regular health care. We try to get them, HIV testing. So all of that's going to be coming up, I guess, to the community and the listeners. I'm putting it out there in terms of, volunteering. If you have, services that you think would benefit the homeless, I'll put out some contact information. We can put that information in their, book bags. So that's, something that's coming up, and we need the community support for that program. We're talking about police brutality and the mistreatment and everything. Well, this is one of those programs where we have mental health professionals who actually ride in the cars with the police, and they are there to help diffuse the situation so that the police don't overreach or mistaken a mental health thing versus a disrespect thing. You know what I mean? So but our program is, it is in jeopardy of being, not always being with us. So I don't, so we need the community support on programs like that to help us continue to try and protect our folks, Now,
how did that happen in terms of them contributing? Is it donations, or like what needs to happen with the community? How do they support you guys?
That's a good question.
Your email, but if you give me your email address, Tracy, people can reach out if they want to donate and contribute to the program.
Yeah, so I can definitely do that. I can leave my work email address, thelms, THELMS at NIHdetroit.org. So, like I said, I can get you guys something in black and white to maybe post. But it's programs like that, and our executive director did a little piece on a talk show, local talk show. So we're trying to, we had a piece in the newspaper. So we are trying to get the word out to remind the community that we're here, we exist, we're in the city, and we're working with the police every day. So, when it comes time, these are the programs that shouldn't be on the chopping block.
Well, maybe you guys, I don't know, should we do a podcast? If you guys have some voices that want to come on the podcast, maybe we can bring somebody.
Yeah, that would
on
be
there.
good.
Because see, I have, huh?
I said, Trey, maybe she can invite the manager of that program.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe we'll do that, because I think that that's a great idea of someone that's in the car who can identify those issues in terms of the mental health piece, and maybe that will, because I remember it was some cops that killed handicap. I guess the guy had an issue. He had this rake in his hand, and they shot him, and then realized that he had he was dealing with some issues, and he was at his house. He wasn't, it was, but they didn't understand. Him.
Yeah.
If somebody else, like you just said, was in the car,
I
don't understand. That should be a budget that's out of this world.
It should be
for those workers in the car, those social work, whoever in the car with those police officers. That make a lot of sense to me. You know what I mean? They should do that all over the world.
Oh yeah, that should be all over.
You know what I mean? That should just be here. That's a great idea. I think that's a great idea. You know what I mean? So guys, listen. If you want to learn more, I think we're going to talk more about this. Let's ride that for a little while and see how we can get whatever. Just talking about it makes a difference. You know what I mean? And, I think we'll actually pay for an ad. We'll figure out paying for an ad to run that. About why that's important. So maybe you guys need to bring somebody on who can talk about those issues, and we can actually talk and about it and actually stream it out with paid ads. So I mean, that's a great way of doing
that
it,
will be
to get more people to know about what you guys are saying. So that's fine, guys. On our end, if before we cut it, we're not cutting it right now. I just want to say this, is that if you would like to have a podcast, if you feel that you have a voice and you want to say something to the world, well, we're going to give you that opportunity. You can have your podcast, your show could come on for, I think, 4 times in a month, 30 minutes of conversation. Guys, at $250 a month, which is an excellent idea, an excellent deal for anyone. If you think that you can have your show now, you can either come into the studio. It'd probably be better is no one else is going to be in here but you, other than probably one engineer. You will have all of the safe things where, we'll give you a gauger, what is that? Temperature check, whatever you call those things, gloves, if you want to say it. We have it all, but I want you to get that is $250 a month for you to have a show that will come on 4 times within that month for 30 minutes. Guys, that's a great deal from whatever it is your show is. And we want you to check us out. If you want that service, you can message us on this social media platform, and we would definitely reach back out to you as soon as possible. We did it. We got some people that wanted to be involved in it, thought it was a great idea. But again, $250 a month. Yeah, unheard of. So we're giving you a COVID price if you want to throw that in there, So, but guys, we're done.
Yeah, we're done, guys.
Go ahead. I'll shift real quick on this.
Go ahead.
When we've been talking a lot about police and the Busha Media INC. I don't know the producer I just sent her a link, and this is what y'all. Can we go off on this? We talk about how when we're just talking about the gentleman shot in the back. On this link, what you all about to see is a white murder suspect who they didn't shoot and kill.
I know what you're talking about. I know it's one you're about to talk about too. He was walking around the car and they all had their guns pointed at him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. No, this is a different one. Okay, I didn't see this crazy one. This play there.
Right. Yeah, they didn't even shoot him, Tom.
Why?
He just running around
with naked.
We're about to post it right now. Let's put it up.
And this is the difference. Now we have somebody. Now this guy murdered suspect. Look how they treat the white suspect. Watch this. He just spraying him. This a murder suspect.
Matthew Bernard was suspected of murder, but it's not known why. He stripped off all of his clothes and ran into the streets.
What in the world?
So
An
comical.
officer used mace to try to stop Bernard, but he kept on running straight at Lloyd Golden in a church parking lot.
I was just saying, good Lord, get me out of it, and I was fighting him as much that I could.
Bernard then took off down the road where he was stopped by officers working with a police dog.
The dog even ran.
Right. But that was a black person. Y'all already know what would have happened.
Wow.
T, would he been shot?
You are. Oh yeah, he would have been gone. He would have been gone.
Yeah, he would have been.
Oh
gone.
yeah, he would have been
Yeah, he
gone.
would have been shot.
He started
He
shooting
would've been
somebody against the car.
Shot.
Huh?
Yeah.
Well, now, what do y'all think about the young lady she's a Trump supporter who said that her two white sons, she got two white sons, and I guess she adopted a black young man, and she was talking about how her two white sons are so nerdy that the police wouldn't look at them as a threat, but will look at her black son as a threat, and she get that. You know what I mean? She said she get it. You know what I mean? I thought that was totally crazy. You know what I mean? It may make some kind of sense in a weird way. You know what I mean? But the way it was pushed out, that
So
wow.
she was minimizing the color issue and was saying that because her kids look nerdy and he don't, that's why they get differential treatment.
No, she didn't. She just was more or less making it a black and white issue in terms of white people don't look so much as a threat.
Oh my goodness. Well, that bingo, target, boom, there you go. That's the problem right there.
Yeah, well, yeah.
People's perception that RW3 tone, my son, y'all just look like a threat.
Right.
Y'all on jeans and a t-shirt like the white boy, but
y'all
look like a threat.
Right.
That right there is the dang on problem.
Right.
But Tone is a threat.
Oh,
but the rest of us,
yeah.
When you see Tone, you do feel kind of threatened.
Yeah, you do. You
but
see
all the
me,
rest of us.
I want you to see me as a threat. You're right. When you see me, you see a threat. That's right. And I keep that in the back of your mind. Every time you see me. But no, I mean, it is what it is. It is. We are. We are. It's sad.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Sad.
The narrative. I don't know if it will ever change, and I honestly don't believe it will. I think it's gonna stay the same. I don't think it's gonna change. But I mean, we still got to try to do something different. Yeah. But again, I will leave it by saying this, that there's not going to be, if you believe, and this is just my little ending message, that if you believe that a president is going to be the one that save you, then maybe you need to wake up, because that's not the truth. If there's no one coming to knock on your door and say it's all over, you could take a break now. But a God that sits in heaven, from what I believe, that's going to free you from this so-called society that we live in. You have to be free in the mind before you can be free outside. You get what I mean? So I don't think that there's nobody coming that's going to free you in this sense of word of freedom. I don't think it's going to be somebody that's going to come and bail you out. You know what I mean? I believe that we have to
bail us out with that reparation.
Well, I mean, I think that's going to be God that's going to do that. I think he's going to turn the hearts of man. And I don't believe it's going to be a perfect word or whatever that we say. Mm-hmm. I just don't believe that. I just believe that we need to look for those who believe in a creator, to look towards that creator, because that's going to be the one that bails us out. And I'm speaking to black folk, you know what I mean? And I will leave you with that. And my creator is Yahshua HaMashiach. Some know him as Jesus Christ. And I would be, it would be a shame for me not to say that. I know I need to take more of an independent stand in terms of my belief and pushing it out. Again, those beliefs does not apply to this whole panel. It's just me saying it, and that's who's saying it. So I'll leave it like that. I don't know, if you guys have anything to leave, we out of here.
Peace.
Three strikes, I'm out.
All right.